Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CINCILINGUA membership live class. It's great to have you with me. It's always great to have you with me for the live classes here on the CINCILINGUA membership program. My name is Todd, and I am here in Cincinnati, Ohio, of the United States of America. And I'm very much looking forward to this live class today, as I always am, and I'm hoping you are as well. And I hope everybody out there is having a great beginning of their week. So, yeah, what are we going to do here? Well, we're going to be having a little discussion. We're going to be doing some talking here. And as you can see here, we're going to be talking about habits. Habits are things that we do habitually or regularly. Okay, so I'm ready to start. You ready to get to it? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Habits. So here we can see that one lady here, she apparently has a habit of drinking coffee or maybe tea. So coffee or tea drinking is one of her habits. Next lady here, she has the habit of making her bed. Making her bed, she does this regularly. This gentleman here, he has the habit of, it looks like he exercises regularly and hydrates regularly. So this is part of his lifestyle. And the young lady over here, she has I would say, a bad habit of smoking cigarettes, of lighting up. So these are some examples of habits. First question, first discussion topic here for the class. What are some examples of bad habits? What are some examples of bad habits? Well, here we can look in here at our picture here, and it looks like this individual has the habit of hoarding. That means accumulating things and just throwing them together and collecting and accumulating things that he or she does not need. This is a habit called hoarding. That's a very bad habit. Other examples of bad habits may be smoking. I mentioned that just a minute ago, and we said smoking cigarettes or smoking cigars. Bad habit. That's an example of a bad habit. Maybe somebody has a habit of showing up late to events or to work or to class or something. Showing up late to work, that is a bad habit. And so these are a few examples of what I would consider bad habits. Things. Also, maybe somebody has a bad habit of, for example, eating too much junk food, too much garbage food that is not healthy. That is an example of a bad habit. Okay, so we have several examples of bad habits. Now, do you have any good habits that make your life easier? Do you have any good habits that make your life easier? Let's see. Me, yeah, well, I think I am normally on time. I think being on time, or actually I'm usually early to events and to work and to other things. I think being early or being on time is a good habit. I think it makes life easier because you don't have to be in rush. You can be relaxed. Uh, other other good habits. Well, yeah, okay. So I work a lot on my computer. I developed a good habit of typing many years ago. I learned to type as a child, and that became a very good habit. It makes my life easier because I can type pretty fast now, so that's very helpful for me. Um, I also exercise regularly. For me, that's very uh, important, not just for my physical condition, but also for uh, mental uh, mental focus and psychological reasons. So those are some good habits that I believe make my life easier. What about you? Do you have any good habits that make your life easier? All right. Moving on to our next question. Well, I just mentioned this. Are you usually early or late? Are you usually early or late? Well, me, I just mentioned this. I am usually early. If it's in my control, I am usually early. Now, of course, sometimes there are things that happen that are outside of my control. But yeah, if usually I am in control, and so I try to be early because for me it's just easier to be early. I don't like to. I like to be. Uh, I like to have time to get ready, to prepare, etc., like that. So I'm usually early. But I have some friends, some of my best friends actually. They're usually late, and yeah, and that's for them that works okay. So, but what about you? Are you usually early or usually late? Are you a tidy or a messy person? Now, tidy, this word tidy, it means neat, well organized. You like things to be in a certain way. Okay, a tidy is a neat person. The opposite of that is a messy person. Well, okay, I have to admit, I'm not the most tidy person. I'm more of a messy person. I have books all over my desk, and I have papers all over my desk, and I have some clothes on my bed. And I usually I don't like to make my bed, and so I'm more of the messy uh, person, and that's not a good habit. I know that. So I'm not the most I'm not the tidiest uh, person or the neatest person. Like I said, my desk has books and papers uh, all over it. It has tablets and computers, and it's a mess. So yeah, but what about you? Are you a tidy or a messy person? Now, what bad habits annoy or irritate you in other people? What bad habits annoy you in other people? Well, me, I've already mentioned this one a couple of times actually, but we call this a pet peeve. A pet peeve is something that really annoys you, and it's something that just really annoys you personally. It's like your pet. It's your it's like your dog or your cat. Your pet peeve. A peeve is something that annoys you. Well, my pet peeve is waiting on people. If somebody tells me that they will be at a certain place at a certain time and they are not there at that time, I don't like to wait. It annoys me. I don't like when other people are late. Now, obviously, if somebody doesn't give me a specific time and says, well, I'll be there around such and such a time, and yeah, okay, no problem. I understand. But if somebody says, I will call you in 10 minutes, or if somebody says, I will call you at 6 p.m., or I will meet you at 6 p.m., and okay, all right, well, it's now 6:15, or I've been waiting for 20 minutes and I'm just waiting and waiting. That annoys me. That annoys me. I don't like that. That will irritate me. And so that is a bad habit that annoys me and other people, when people tell you they will be at a certain place at a certain time and they're just not there. That is annoying to me. But hey, I think that's really the worst habit, that I say it gets under my skin. It gets under my skin. Or another expression we use is it gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves. So I become impatient on those occasions. So, all right, good. So what bad habits annoy you in other people? Now, in your opinion, how can a person get rid of or dispose of a bad habit? So to get rid of, this is an idiom. It means to dispose of or to dispense of a bad habit. Well, there's a lot of research, research on this topic, psychological research, and a lot depends on the habit. It depends on the specific habit. For example, if somebody is a smoker and has been smoking a pack of cigarettes a day for many years, for example, it's likely that that person is going to have a difficult time getting rid of that bad habit. But generally speaking, it's better to cut down gradually, to maybe for a while continue smoking, but reduce the number of cigarettes, for example, per day. So to cut down gradually. So that's one way, is a gradual methodology, a step-by-step methodology of getting rid of a bad habit. It's also important to replace a bad habit with a good habit. Okay, replacing a bad habit with a good habit, that will give a person more incentive, motivation to continue reducing the bad habit, or to continue that process of eliminating the bad habit. So yeah, that would be my recommendation in many cases. And in other cases, quitting or getting rid of a bad habit may not be so difficult. But smoking, just for example, is notoriously difficult, because nicotine, of course, is a very addictive substance. So, okay. Number 7. Now, how can a person develop a good habit? How can a person develop a good habit? Yeah, okay. Well, again, I think it's a step-by-step process. Habits are formed over a period of time. You don't develop a habit, of course, in one day, right? It requires a period of time. So in our picture example here, this person is trying to develop a good habit of saving some money. So this person has a piggy bank, and he is saving maybe 25 cents or a quarter a day. So again, it's a gradual habit, but it's very important to uh, develop a habit. It means that you have to be regular with it. So, for example, maybe somebody wants to develop a habit of exercising regularly. Okay, well, in that case, in a case like that, I would recommend highly doing something early. Okay, or maybe somebody wants to develop the habit of studying a second language. Let's use that as an example. Maybe that's a better example in our context here, right? Somebody wants to develop a habit of studying a second language. Well, my recommendation here would be to do something early. Research shows that if you begin early, you're much more likely to continue with that habit. You're much more likely to continue for a longer period of time and keeping that good habit. So begin early. The progress and the progress that you make in the morning, in the early morning, will give you incentive to continue to practice, throughout the day if you have time and etc. So begin early and be regular. If for some reason you can't study on a particular day or something like that, well, don't let it discourage you. Don't get depressed. Just go back to it the next day. Be regular, okay? Because that's what a habit is. It's a regular activity. So be consistent. Again, if you can't do it every single day, well, okay. No problem. Just get back to it. Be consistent. So there you go. Number 8. Do you think that it's possible to change? Do you think that it's possible to change? Sure. Of course. I think it's inevitable. We all change. Whether we like it or not, we change. Sometimes we don't like it, but we do. We get older, right? And things change in our minds, things change in our body. So do you think that it's possible to change? Yes, I think it's impossible not to change. But in our context here, I think we're talking more specifically about, do you think that it's possible to change habits or to get rid of habits that have been with you for a long time, or to form new habits that you've never done before? Like this person here, it looks like this person is a messy person, or she has been a messy person for a long time, and suddenly, wow, now we have a nice, neat, tidy room here. And do I think it's possible to change? Yes, of course, I think it's possible to change. But again, sometimes it can be hard work. It can require a lot of it can require courage. It can require effort, work. But yes, do I believe it's possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. How do your habits affect your life? Yeah, okay, that's a very general question, right? How do your habits affect your life? Well, yeah, habits can affect your life in so many ways. For example, if somebody is, again, I'll go back to the bad habit of smoking cigarettes, for example. If somebody has the bad habit of smoking cigarettes, well, that can have very negative consequences on somebody's physical health, the lungs, the heart, and other things as well. If somebody has the bad habit of not eating well, consuming too much we call it junk food or just garbage food, all the time, consistently. And again, that can lead to many health problems and also psychological problems. It can lead to things like lack of concentration and depressive episodes and things like that. So uh, things like this can affect your life. If somebody has the habit of not showing up on time, if somebody is consistently late to work, for example, well, there's a very good possibility that that person is not going to have employment for very long. So these kind of uh, so habits can affect your life. On the other hand, if people have tend to have some good habits, um, if they have habits of eating fairly well or eating pretty healthy, it's likely they're going to have more energy throughout the day. They're going to be able to perform better, generally speaking, both physically and mentally. So it's a good thing. They're very possible they're going to have more interest. They're going to be more enthusiastic and just enjoy their lives and be able to cope with difficult situations in a more productive way as well. So there are my thoughts on that. Number 10, what habits are very common in your country? What habits are very common in your country? Well, here we have the habit of washing hands, washing one's hands. Yeah, this is very common, uh, and it's a good habit. Washing your hands frequently. Research shows that this is one of perhaps the most effective way of avoiding things like viruses and germs and just preventing a lot of potential illnesses is just with this habit of washing your hands frequently. So this is a common habit in the United States. It's also a common habit in the United States for people to brush their teeth. People typically will brush their teeth 2, 3 times a day. Um, Common habit would be to take a shower every day or possibly every other day. Um, so showers and or baths on a regular basis are common habits here in the United States. And of course, we have our common habits of regular meals. So we commonly have breakfast in the morning, we have lunch in the afternoon, and we have dinner in the evenings. So yeah, these are some common habits that are common here in the United States of America. Okay. Yeah, all right. Have a few more here for us. In your opinion, what are some good habits to have? Okay, what are some good habits to have? Well, this is like a review, basically, discuss this. I would say eating well or eating healthy, that's a good habit. Being neat or tidy, being a tidy person, an organized person, that's a good habit to have. I need to, I need to take that up. I need to take that up. Regular exercise, I think, is a good habit to have. Washing your hands, just mentioned this one. This is a good habit to have. Brushing your teeth is a good habit to have. Um, Showing up early or on time to work and to other places. This is a good habit to have. I encourage everybody to have that good habit. Um, and yeah, so there are some examples, I think, of some good habits. What are some bad habits? Well, I've picked on this one several times already. Smoking, um, it's a bad habit. Of course, alcohol abuse. Alcohol abuse is a bad habit that can cause some serious problems. Um, Driving too fast or driving recklessly. This is a habit that I know a lot of people have, not recklessly, but driving too fast. This can be a bad habit and can be a dangerous habit. Um, Showing up late regularly, consistently, that's a bad habit. Being messy, being consistently messy like me, that's a bad habit. And so these are eating too much junk food. That's a bad habit. Too much junk food can cause many kinds of problems. So these are some bad habits. What habit bothers you the most? Again, this is I talked about earlier. I talked about my pet peeve. My pet peeve is waiting for people when people tell me that they are going to be somewhere at a certain time or going to call me at a certain time, and I'm waiting and waiting and they're not there. I don't like that. That is a habit that bothers me. That's a pet peeve that bothers me. It annoys me. It irritates me. I don't like that. And yeah, let's see other habits that bother. I don't like people. I don't like people who drink too much. I don't like to be around people who are intoxicated. Basically, that's annoying to me. You know, if somebody wants to have a drink, okay, fine, a glass of wine, a beer, too. But when somebody wants to drink, abuse alcohol around me and just act kind of dumb, nah, I that bothers me. I don't like that. So, yeah. Or another habit that bothers me is somebody who uses a lot of profanity. I don't like a lot of profanity. Somebody uses a word here or there, it's not going to bother me. It doesn't bother me. But if somebody has a habit of every other word just being a profane word, like sometimes some of our entertainers or comedians, that no, I don't like that. That bothers me. But yeah, what are some habits that bother you? Number 4, do you think it is easy to break a habit? Why or why not? Yeah, it's going to depend. It depends on the habit. It depends on the habit. It also depends on the individual. You know, psychologists routinely will label, maybe correctly, maybe incorrectly, maybe helpfully, maybe not helpfully, will label a person, for example, as an addictive personality, an addictive personality. Well, if somebody has an addictive personality, habits can be very difficult for these people to break. And again, it depends a lot on the particular habit. Smoking may be a very difficult habit for a lot of people to break. Just for an example, Um, so yeah, it depends. How do you think that people pick up or develop, acquire their habits? Well, by routine. That's what a habit is. It's something that you do routinely, regularly, on a regular basis. And often they learn, right? People learn. They may learn particular habits from their family, from the people that they are around regularly. Okay, so it may be family members. People may pick up habits from their friends. Unfortunately, many people pick up some bad habits from their friends. You know, they may develop the habit of Smoking, again, just to use that example. If their friends smoke, well, they may feel some pressure to pick up this habit, or maybe they feel no pressure at all. They just want to do it. But, and so so yeah, I think that's the way people learn their habits, and they develop gradually over time. And then 6, is there a habit that you don't have but you would like to have? Yeah, I've mentioned this a few times in this class. Yeah, I don't have the habit of being neat or being tidy. I'm too messy. I'm looking around my office desk here, and yeah, I have 3 computers, a tablet, I have 3 books, I have papers, I have a watch, I have paper towels. Yeah, there's no excuse for this, right, Todd? Yeah, I don't need. I need to. I need to develop a habit of being less messy and more tidy, or tidier. So, all right. Let me see here. Let's see. I'm trying to move us on here. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So, hey, everybody out there, I want to thank you all for attending the CINCILINGUA membership live class. You guys are all great. I always appreciate your attendance and your participation. And I want to just thank you all for being members of our CINCILINGUA membership program. I want to encourage you all to continue with your habit of studying English, and by all means, make use of all the resources that we have available for you on the membership program. We have the books for you to read. We have we have not only these live classes, but we also have classes and lessons that are in the library for your 24/7 access. I encourage you to check out some of those. So on that, I'm going to sign off here. Again, my name is Todd, and I am here in Cincinnati, Ohio, of the United States of America. And I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing you all again next time. And on that, I'm wishing you all a wonderful remainder of your day. Bye-bye.